actually, even though the formula is always written in the other order, I actually like to write it and do it in this order because the hypotenuse is the important one you get at the right place. If you get the hypotenuse at the right place in the formula, are the rest of them going to be in the right place no matter what you do? Yeah, because it doesn't matter, because of the plus, it doesn't matter which one you make A, which one you make B, right? As long as you get what right? C. The hypotenuse, remember, find that right angle. It's pointing at what? The hypotenuse. So what's in my formula here, which one's going to be C squared? 13 is my C side, so 13 squared is equal to 13 squared is equal to, well, the other 2 squared. What's one of the legs? So I'd put 12 what? Plus what? X squared. Don't forget your squareds. I want to see your steps when you do this. I know there's some of you that might be able to, at this point, put all of this in the calculator. I don't care. Got it? What's 13 squared? 169. You want to skip steps? Go get in an honors class. 12 squared plus x squared. What's your next step here? X squared is equal to what? $169 minus 144. Now, everyone look up here. Basically I just did this almost exactly like a normal equation, didn't I? You know, you simplified, then you subtracted, you know, you got what you wanted on one side, everything else on the other, right? The only difference between these and a regular one is at this point, you're not done. The answer isn't 25, is it? What you want to find is what x is equal to. That's why it's important that you bring this x squared down and you rewrite it every time. You realize this is not what x is equal to, it's what x squared is equal to. How do I make an x squared into an x? Take the square root. So I take square root of the right side, but I have to then take square root of what? What number squared is 25? 5. There's your answer. Your answer is 5. We have units, so we might as well put meters, shouldn't we? So you're going to have a type of problem where, you know, one of your legs are unknown, correct? Write that down right quick, all those steps. You got it. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Yes, sir.
Did we take notes yesterday?
Yes, we did.
Can I get them from somebody?
Of course you can. Best thing to do would be tonight when you go home. You're bored, hanging out, you know, nothing to do. Get your headphones on, pull up that YouTube video and take them yourself. Or write them down and then watch the YouTube video and go through them. Then probably because you had so much fun, do it again. Watch it again. Just think, my voice will be what puts you to bed at night. Coach Stump will be tucking you in before you go to bed at night. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Actually, kind of creepy.
I don't mean that in a creepy way. How can it be creepy? I'm talking about math. I didn't ask to come over to your house and tuck you in. I just wanted to talk to you about math before you went to sleep. Now,
Math before I sleep? What?
now if I asked to come over and tuck you in, yeah, that's creepy. Now, back to mathematics. In turn, the what theorem? What's this called? Pythagorean's theorem. You can only do this when you have a right triangle. If we look down here at number 7, what's the most important side to find in a right triangle? Let's find it right away. That little, it's pointing right to it. So what's our hypotenuse? So I'm going to say a what? Squared is equal to, well, what are the other two? 6 squared plus, what's the other one? See how easy that is? It's just you guys got to get over the squared and realize when you get to the end, you're going to probably take square root of both sides. Solve, aren't you? And sometimes you're going to have to use your calculator, aren't you, and round to the nearest tenth. Okay, a squared is equal to, what is 6 squared?
36.
Plus, what is 4 squared? So what do I do now? A squared is equal to? Am I done? Very, very important. I want to see the progression of your equation. I want to see those squareds. Stay with the A. What do I need to do? Take square root of both sides. A is equal to? I can't tell you that off the top of my head. You need a calculator.
7.2.
Okay, what was the number beside the 2? What was the 3? So it was 7.23 something something, right? And your calculator? So we round that to the 10th. That's the first decimal place. So the answer is 7.2. And you know how A is approximately 7.2. See, 7.2 what? Kilometers. I should have wrote that down, shouldn't I? I apologize. I'll try to be better. If you have units, use them. I know, that's my one for the year, right? I'm sure on video I haven't made any others. Now, I don't know what you're talking about. It's called selective memory. Now, as you can see, this worked out fine. So, really, these are the only two types you could have. I mean, look at number 6. Which one's my unknown? A leg or a hypotenuse? Okay, so we're doing the same thing, right? Look at number 8. What's my unknown? Leg or hypotenuse? Nope.
Hypotenuse.
Oh, number 8. I'm sorry. I did say number 8. I said number 8 and had number 10 up there. Apologize. Yes, a leg is your unknown. Look at we're at number 10 now. Hypotenuse is your unknown. So your C squared's unknown. Number 9, what's unknown? Leg. What's your hypotenuse?
9.
Okay, number 11, what's your unknown? Hypotenuse. Number 12, what's your unknown? What's your hypotenuse? You can do that. Now, last type, determine whether the 3 sides of the triangle are given. Determine whether this can be a right triangle. This is a neat thing. In essence, this is, I think, what the guys in Egypt figured out about the Pythagorean theorem. They knew that they had to relate this certain way. For this to be a right triangle, what do we know has to be true about something? What do we know about right triangles?
Has to form already.
Okay, we did, that is correct. You're not wrong. It has to be a 90-degree angle in a triangle. What else do we know? Here we're dealing with the lengths of the 3 sides of a triangle. How do we know the 3 sides of a triangle relate to each other? We know that A squared plus B squared has to equal what? Now, pay attention. How am I going to know when they just give me 3 lengths which one would be the C? The biggest one. Because think about it. If C squared is equal to the 2 others squared added together, wouldn't C have to be the biggest one? So when you have 3 lengths given to you, it's easy. You don't need a picture. Which one's the C squared here? 50 is the C. I'm sorry, C. So I know that's C, and then it doesn't matter which one's A and which one's B. So how do I tell if this is a right triangle? I make sure that this works. Either it works or it doesn't. In other words, the biggest one squared has to equal what? The other 2 squared added what? Together. What is 50 squared? 2,500. What is 14 squared? I don't expect you to know this off the top of your head. So how about you get it?
2,300.
No, what's 14 squared?
Oh, the 196.
196.
Plus, what's 48 squared?
2,304.
And this is what I'll expect to see on your paper. What is 196 plus 2,304? Huh?
25.
Is this true or false? So, does A squared plus B squared equal C squared here? So this is a what? Right triangle. That is a right triangle. Okay? What in the world? Let's go down to number, don't write, just watch for right now. I'll leave it up here. Let's go down to this one. Don't assume that they're put in the correct order, okay? What's my hypotenuse? So I need to see if 39 squared is equal to what? 15 squared plus what? What is 39 squared?
1,521.
What's 15 squared?
225.
What's 36 squared? 1,296? Are those, what is 225 plus 1,296?
1,521.
Is that a true statement? Okay, so this one is what? Is a right triangle. Okay, so far these two are. Let's try this one. What would I do here? 85 squared, is that my hypotenuse? Is equal to what? 50 squared plus what? What's 85 squared?
7,225.
Equal to, what is 50 squared?
1,100.
What is 75 squared?
5,625.
When you add those together, what do you get?
8,125.
Are those two, is that a true statement? So, is this a right triangle? That's not a right triangle. Okay. That is not a right triangle. Well, you can't tell that. Well, it's obviously a scaling because none of them are equal.
Yeah,
What you can tell is whether it's acute or whether it's obtuse.
and it is up to. Right?
Actually, it's acute.
Oh, dang. It's in the
If the a squared plus b squared is bigger, if the c squared is smaller than a squared plus b squared, it's acute. If it's c squared is bigger, it's obtuse. So, that's how you can tell whether it's a right triangle. What has to work? The Pythagorean theorem. If the Pythagorean theorem turns out to be a false statement, they don't relate like that, the sides don't relate in the correct way, then it's not a right triangle, is it? Okay?